Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Moving up with the Miclettes.
Moving on up.
My name is Joseph.
And I'm Sherri.
And today we're going to be talking about paying yourself first. That's right.
So, what's the first thing you do when you get paid? Do you pay your bills?
Go shopping.
Go to the club, go to the bars, socialize, do all that?
Spend money on things you don't need, but you hella want.
What do you do?
Or do you pay yourself? Now, what exactly does that mean? We're going to be discussing today what it means to pay yourself first. Now, traditionally, we have been taught that once we get paid, we go pay our bills, right? So maybe your rent, your mortgage, go put gas in the car, pay your credit cards, or any other debt that you're going to be paying off right when you get paid. And that's part of the issue. We get our money, we get paid, and then we start allocating money to everybody else. And then we're left behind saying, well, wait a minute. I only got $15 left in my name to go do the things that I want to do, including have fun. And that's part of the issue. So now we have to go through a whole mindset shift of paying ourselves first, taking that money out for ourselves to do what we want to do or need to do with, and then going and pay bills.
So, it might be beneficial to switch that around. And we're not trying to tell you how to conduct your household and spend your money. But if you are one of the people who have a hard time saving money or saving up for, a big purchase, this might be something you would be interested in. So the first thing is paying yourself first, like we've been talking about. So as soon as you get paid, the first thing you should do is pay yourself. So if that's your savings account, if that's your emergency fund, if that's your sinking funds, put into your investment accounts, all of those things. Pay yourself first, even if it's 10%. If you're doing your tithes, whatever the case is, pay yourself first. Because when you allow the bills to come first, the spending of, I want to go buy this, and because even though I don't need it, then those things get put onto the back burner, and then you don't have any money to put towards those towards the end of the month. So if you do that first and allocate that money at the very beginning, there will be no issue. You won't be like, I don't have enough saved. As long as you put that money in first before everything else has a chance to take from it, you'll be set.
And remember, this is your hard-earned money. And we always say how we don't have money for certain things. We don't have money to go invest. We don't have money to go on vacation. We don't have money to go hang out with some friends on a Saturday night. We don't have money for Christmas. We don't have money for birthdays. We don't have money for ourselves. And that's because we're so preoccupied with paying other people first.
Facts. For us, at the very beginning of the month, we're putting at least 35% of the money that we receive into our investments, our saving, our emergency fund, our sinking funds, paying extra principal on our mortgage. So things like that, making sure that we're paying on stuff that will benefit us in the future and to help grow our future.
And that also includes our children's custodial accounts as well. So not only are we investing for ourselves, but like Sherri said, we're investing for our family, and that includes their custodial accounts.
So since we actually pay ourselves first at the beginning of the month, we've noticed that our accounts have grown. Since we're not waiting to the end of the month when we're like, I only have $50 to put into savings, making sure at the beginning we put in exactly the amount that we want towards the end of the month when we're able to go check our accounts again, everything is looking nice. So we're not, taking away from that and going out and splurging on things that we don't need. We're putting that money into an account, letting it grow, whether it's an investment, savings, whatever that is, receiving those benefits from that because we're actually taking making the effort to put the money in there at the beginning.
Yeah. And that whole mindset shift is very rewarding because as you see your accounts growing and it's continuing to grow each month, you start recognizing how this ideology can benefit you. And it's a little bit of motivation that occurs as well. And so you start going through this mindset shift of saying, wow, if I would have just done this sooner, I wouldn't feel like I didn't have any money for myself. I wouldn't feel like I had to go put hundreds and hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars on a credit card had I just been a little bit more conscious of paying myself first. And then that also leads to discipline with your own personal finances because you realize that you have money going into your accounts and you don't want to dip into any type of credit card debt that you don't need to get into.
I know for a lot of people, some people if it works better for you to go ahead and have that stuff coming out automatically without you even seeing it, you can maybe go to your HR and see if they could set up, where you have money transferred over to certain accounts, and they could potentially do that for you. And so for some people, it's out of sight, out of mind, because once you get that money, if you have a hard time budgeting and sticking to a plan, you might want to try to do that before and have your HR help you out with that.
Now, we're not trying to tell you what to do, and we're not going to tell you how much that you need to allocate for your own self. However, based on your income, based on the amount of money that you have access to per paycheck or maybe per month or every other week perhaps, you can determine how much of a percentage you want to pay yourself. So that's going to be something that you have to take a look at your own personal finances and determine how much you can actually allocate and afford to pay yourself before you start paying everybody else.
So once again, these are just quick tips on maybe readjusting your budget and trying to determine how you want to set it up, but make sure you're paying yourself first and then pay your bills. Setting things up to where you can succeed in the future without really trying, but just making sure you're taking care of yourself, because we could take care of everybody else. But if you're not, allocating those funds to save up for a rainy day or, a big trip you're trying to do, then like you said, once again, you'll end up putting it on credit cards or having to take out personal loans. So just making sure that you are conscious of your finances and doing everything that you can in order to make sure you're keeping most of your money. So if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, comment down below, and keep moving up with the Miclettes.